This story came about from exploring the backstory of all the main characters from the main 5 p.m. story. In the earliest iteration of 5 p.m., after the two drivers kill each other, a scavenger walks out of the desert and drives away in the car with the most gas. This story sought to expand on that scavenger character by making him a werewolf. However, the first iteration was with Stephen Leavitt, who would later have to drop out of the project, which led to the casting of Hope Trainor. And the werewolf who began originally as the scavenger swapped to become one of the drivers instead. The Sandman by Carter Castile was originally the second driver, but he wanted to fulfill his role quickly, so I made him the scavenger and shot his part separately. Hope and I filmed the fight scene for Chapter 5 in a recreational area in Gold Canyon. All of Hope's parts for both chapters were recorded on the same day. Right next to where we recorded the fight scene was a small grove of Joshua trees that looked very interesting, so that's where we recorded her monologue. We expanded the story to make the character a traveler who collects abilities and studies the supernatural. On the back of the cover page, she wrote out her dialogue and how she wanted to say it. She recorded herself, and I recorded her from another angle. After everything was recorded, I went to edit it all and discovered that her microphone had dislodged itself.
Take 2!
So all the audio was useless. I put together an edit with the camera audio, which was also unusable due to a constantly clicking autofocus.
My last option, my last hope that I had.
And then reached out to Hope to re-record the dialogue. She was out of the country at the time, so she recorded her lines on her cell phone, then sent me the files.
I know a little bit of telepathy.
To smooth some of the timing, I faked some video corruption artifacts, which I also used to hide a moment when her mic pack is visible. Finally, my father reached out to some people he knew to gather photographs of the werewolf's victims. I also added photos from Ethan Anderson, who helped out with the soundtrack, and a photo of Lucas Westmoreland, who helped out on Chapter 4. They sent me pictures of themselves sprawled out, and I added gore and wounds, as well as removing text and images from their clothes. Then I rendered out the slideshow in Blender 3D, as well as the images of papers and documents. The projector sequence is a simple 3D model with a light source projecting video clips. Here you can see a color swatch for color correction later. I didn't do a lot of color correction, but I did try to bring out the red in her jacket and the blue sky. If I had to do it again, I'd certainly fix the lav mic issue. But as it stands, I think it came out quite well, and I'm happy to start the movie with this vignette.